Day 8. 8:27 a.m. Flight 84 has moved on a little too quickly, if you ask me, from Addison's death. They're all hanging out around the hookah, relaxing. None of them are sad. None of them are crying. I don't know. I'm kind of shocked. I mean, she just died a couple of hours ago. They all witnessed it. And they've just completely moved on. And it's the last day of this week's shopping task, so it seems as though most of them still have their eye on the prize for winning for their team. We see that Kaylee is trying to get a little closer to Pete, but again, Pete is staying strong now that he is separated from his wife, who is on the other team.
Gaunim Shersha. Gribbik Sabao.
Meanwhile, over in Flight 19, not just the vampires are deciding to strip down. In fact, almost everyone is naked, trying to earn their team points for this week's shopping task. However, Kate is still unfortunately locked in a cage for her punishment for not participating in last week's task. And honestly, if I were to guess someone that would die this week, I would have thought it would be Kate. But she has been so resilient with her punishment and really taking it with stride.
Floofy Yaspa. Hogrow. Noib. And Treeb.
Chiboya.
Fish. Yusharu. Halflin Wadida. Fish. Quimble Reginue.
But urgently, I had to switch over to Flight 84 because it looks like we're gonna get some action finally, this time between Twice and Emma. I know you guys were shipping Tillian, but with Lillian separated on the other flight, it looks as though Twice has... Twice? You can tell I'm a K-pop fan. It looks as though Tice has decided to go with Emma over here instead. And now, previously we have not had any luck in getting lucky. We did see a kiss between Ashton and Sophia, but that was about it. So I feel like this is going to earn their team big bucks. Even Kristen is getting in on the action alone in the living room.
Ooh.
But the only action we're getting from Flight 19 is arguments and fights. And we see an awkward, supernatural, naked brother and sister argument going on right now between Haven and Jace. Now, Haven has been pretty annoyed throughout this whole trip. Thankfully, not as annoyed as Addison was. But I think I would be annoyed too if I had to hang out with my naked brother. I don't know.
Oh.
Shaylee.
Yeah, Bonnie.
11:40 a.m. Now, I think we kind of have to admit, though, that Flight 84 have kind of been killing this task, like, quite literally. Oh my god. I mean, they've constantly been naked. We have had one woohoo, not as many as I thought we were going to have, but we have had one. We've had a death. They're always in the hot tub, and being naked and in the hot tub is like the two big club activities for them. So they've just been stacking up the points, and I got to give it to them. Like, part of me keeps thinking nothing's really going on. Like, it's a bit too chill over here just because the other fight is constantly full of fighting. But a lot has actually happened over here. It's been pretty intense, and all of them are coping so well. Like, I'm waiting to see what happens once I turn off, like once I stop this club gathering and they return to normal inside the Big Brother house, if this past week is going to affect them or not. And while Flight 84 are bonding, Flight 19 are fighting. And this fight just so happens to be between Emmanuel and Alex. Meanwhile, next door, the inevitable finally happens. And no, I'm not talking about another death, but I am talking about Pete. He's held up this whole time. He hasn't come to temptation, even though multiple people are trying to get with him. But finally, in an effort to earn his team more points, he strips down naked and kisses Kaylee.
Skiba Fabane.
Shimba Bluff.
Naba Winzu. Barobe.
Bishoshi. Adabagla. Shuka Blopsa.
North Watsu.
Ooh. Oh. Shaby Blood.
Abshinny
Saquinario Sabart.
It honestly looks like more could have happened between the two of them, except something got in the way of the actions. We saw that Pete kind of raised his hands and said that he couldn't do it. Don't know if that had to do with Kate or if something was just in the way. Eventually, though, they do kind of separate and calm down a little bit, and things don't escalate more. But I can't say the same about Tyson and Sophia. The two of them have not been getting along. I don't know if it has to do with like Tyson flirting with Ashton or what exactly, but the two of them are kind of silently arguing, and it seems to catch everyone's attention.
Zaparo Pondo. Bruja Galopa.
Fabi Frenoy.
Lasho.
We actually see that Kaylee puts her clothes back on and gets in the hot tub and gets a better view of all the drama. It looks as though the flirting has not fully stopped between her and Pete, however, and when it comes to Tyson and Sophia, both of them have reached boiling point.
Vent. Blanu. Shoib.
Monkey.
Oh.
Meanwhile, locked up, Kate pees herself for about the 5th time. (3:54 p.m.) It is now time for the task to come to an end and everyone to get back on the plane to fly back to the Big Brother house. However, I'm kind of surprised to see Flight 19 not rushing to get on the plane. Sure, it's not a luxury plane. Sure, they don't have a TV or anything, but you would think it would be better than this deserted island that they're on. Emmanuel and Jesse soon take the lead and start heading back onto the plane, and one by one our housemates follow suit.
Jerba. Warble.
Oh, Stoon.
Go me?
Skibabora. Huh? Oh, Melisnifa. Yeah.
Oh, Moisa. Oh.
Oh, Shui B.
Flight 84 couldn't be more opposite, however, as soon as the plane is ready to be boarded, they are quick to hop up and run inside. I don't know if it has to do with the death or what, but they seem ready to go.
Hey.
Well, no.
I love that neither teams have bothered to put any clothing on for their flight, but with that, the doors are locked and we are leaving. (5:11 p.m.) Kristen, however, seems to be recovering from her sister's death. She's been taking this time alone in the house to actually use it for what it's worth. She's able to take a bath in private. She's able to do whatever she wants, and she's even doing some cleaning. It is strange seeing the house so empty already. I mean, this is probably one of the only times until the end that we will see just one person walking around. But I did want to take this time, now that she is alone, to go ahead and call her up to the diary room and check in on her, see how she's doing, everything like that. You know, doing Big Brother stuff that I probably should have been doing yesterday. Yeah, I'm just going to do that now. Hello, Kristen. This is Big Brother. Please tell me how you feel about your fellow housemates. I gotta say, Kristen is still pretty low on a lot of people, and once either Alex or Jace is out of the house in tomorrow's show, I feel like it's gonna be crunch time for everyone else because it's totally an even playing ground when it comes to nominations. "6:17 p.m. I feel like just looking at Flight 19, like, you know it smells crazy in there. They're just like packed in a really small plane, naked after spending 2 nights on a beach. I don't know, and you can tell that Kate is not too happy about it. Meanwhile, Alex is taking this time to try to repair the TV in order to make the flight a little bit more bearable. Now, I haven't ended the club gathering, so that is why everyone is still naked. And I love how they're just patiently sitting there watching Alex and hoping that they can get the TV working. Meanwhile, in Flight 84, all of them are still naked too, and it looks as though Tyson and Emma are getting pretty close. It looks as though dinner has been served on the plane, but you really couldn't tell under all of the blurs that are going around. Honestly, the planes look so chaotic with this amount of blurs. Like, when there's this many naked people, I don't know, it looks so much crazier than it actually is. But I mean, it is honestly kind of crazy. I don't think I can't really imagine sitting in a room with, 10 other naked people, let alone a plane. But they're acting like it's totally normal. I feel like these Sims are going through, like, a lot of mental issues here in the Big Brother house. They've experienced a lot already in just a small amount of days. Like, it's only day 8. And I don't know, I feel like the death kind of bonded all of them, as they don't even need the TV to entertain themselves. However, in the other fight, they have managed to repair that television. And all of them have gathered around to watch the news, the weather. Like, what a lame choice there.
Oh, for no! Oh,
Ribaza.
ugh.
10:03 p.m. Just when Flight 19 thought it was smooth sailing for them, they got their TV to work and everything. What they forgot, though, was that there's no bathroom. So instantly, it becomes potty time for almost everyone on the plane. So now it's covered in piss, it's filthy, and Big Brother's just gonna make it a little bit worse, because that whole, TV you just repaired, yeah, we're gonna break that. And also we're gonna have a power outage. Oopsie.
Oh, Grobel. Oh, Grobel.
I did go ahead and stop the club gathering, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop the torture for Flight 19. And thankfully, we have Lillian here to clean up all the piss. Flight 84 is nice and cozy now that the club gathering has ended. They've all put their clothes back on, and they're able just to kind of gather around the TV, and it looks as though they're watching some sports. And if I had to pick a VIP from this plane, I'd have to give it out to Emma, actually. She seems to really be bonding with a lot of her teammates. She was able to woohoo with Tice. She's, hanging out and having a good time on the plane with Tyson. I don't know, they all seem to be getting along with her pretty well. But Sophia, on the other hand, seems to have only made enemies mostly. And she's sitting in the back of the plane, isolating herself, and is really angry. But don't worry, we're going to keep a close eye on her to make sure she doesn't get too angry. 11:20 p.m. Hello passengers, this is your pilot, Big Brother, and after a 7.5 hour long flight, we have successfully landed back at the Big Brother house. You are able to get off the plane and re-enter. However, I need you all to gather in the living room.
So what be me?
Oh, Tuga, Smurb.
Huh? Eloids?
Kiffa.
Oh, Blorid.
And even though everyone's pretty wrecked from this task, it looks as though Haven thought, her cleanliness was more important than what Big Brother had to say, and instead of sitting down in the living room, she just marched herself back on into the bathroom to take a shower. I don't know if I'm going to punish her for this, but I'm kind of considering it. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. For the rest of the housemates, we are now able to look and see how many points you earned. For plane 19, you guys have earned 772 points. However, if we go ahead and look at plane 84, they managed to get a whopping 2,350 points. They completely destroyed the other team, which is kind of disappointing. I feel like everyone naturally was rooting for the team that's suffering to be able to be the team that wins, but that just wasn't the case. And I mean, hey, even though they were living the good life, they did suffer a little bit by experiencing a death and all that kind of stuff. That being said, the members of Plane 84 will have access to the storage room all next week. While Plane 19, you're just going to have to either starve or hope that your fellow housemates cook you up some dinner. And after the results were sent, everyone rushed into the bathroom, but still with it only being day 8, our Sims are still not that comfortable showering in front of one another, so it's still kind of a battle to who's actually going to be able to, and who's just going to end up staring at a wall for a couple of hours.
Oh, Pippa, Rainik. Oh, young Garbo.
This is Big Brother. Will Tyson please come to the diary room? Alright, so I am going to go around. I've been calling housemates into the diary room in order to fix their sicknesses, and it looks as though Tyson did catch something while doing the task, so I am going to heal him in here, but I thought, why don't we also look at his relationship statuses and see how he feels about his fellow housemates. Now, actually, it looks as though Tyson has bonded with some maybe controversial housemates of the first week. He's no longer on bad terms with either Alex or Jace, and he's actually closest to Nico, but he's pretty close to a lot of the housemates. However, he's not very close to Sophia after this week. And it looks as though Kristen has developed a self-assured trait, which is kind of nice after everything that's gone down. But looking at those two, both Kristen and Tyson's relationships, it looks as though they're both low with both Sophia and Haven. Is that a preview of next week's nominations? And that basically wraps up the day and the second week of Big Brother UK. Ooh, that kind of rhymed. Okay, that was a sleigh. But that does mean that it is the last night for either Jace or Alex. And while the voting lines have been closed, please let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think? What was your favorite thing that both of these housemates did? Your least favorite? Yada, yada, yada. Now, I was thinking that when someone is evicted, they were going to be able to serve out a punishment to one of their former housemates. Maybe some weeks I could have them give out a reward to their favorite. Should I do both? I don't really know. For this week, I'm going to go with the punishment, but let me know what you think I should do in the future evictions to come. And with that, that concludes this week. And tomorrow, we are going to be down one more housemate. I'll see you then. Bye. Oh, and make sure to subscribe or whatever.